Hi there, welcome to High School Maths. Today we're going to be looking at volume, and we're going to specifically be looking at the units that you use when you're calculating volume. Now in maths, the most common unit is probably cubic centimetres, that's the cm cubed, but in real life, the most common unit you're going to see is probably when you deal with liquid volumes, which is thinking of bottles of juice and bottles of water. We're talking about millilitres and litres. So that's what we're going to look at here. How do they convert? And it's very, very straightforward conversion. You've got 1 centimetre or 1 cubic centimetre is equal to 1 millilitre. So it's just a one-to-one conversion. And hopefully you already know that 1,000 millilitres is the same as 1 litre. Using that information, we can convert between different values. So for instance, if we had an answer, if we got to the end of a question, we found the volume was 500 cm cubed, we could say that that's equal to 500 millilitres. Now 500 millilitres is half of 1,000, so that would be 0.5 litres. And you can do that conversion for any value in cubic centimetres. So we could have something like 2,750 cubic centimetres. That would be 2,750 millilitres, because it's just one-to-one. And to convert that, we're going to divide it by 1,000, because there's 1,000 millilitres in a litre, and that would give us 2.75 litres. So for that last step, we're just dividing by 1,000 because there's 1,000 millilitres in a litre. Let's have a look at how that works with a couple of examples. And we're going to stick to just a cuboid today. We know the volume of a cuboid is the length times the breadth times the height, so LBH. Here it's 120, all in centimetres. Make sure you check your units are consistent, so they're all in centimetres, that's fine, times 45 times 90. And then just type that into your calculator to get your answer. So 120 times 45 times 90, that gives us 486,000 cubic centimetres. Okay, so our units, remember, for volume are always units cubed. Now if we want to give that answer in litres, like the question's asking us, then we've got to convert that. So that's what we're going to do next. We're going to say, all right, we know that that's equal to 486,000 millilitres, because cubic centimetres and millilitres are the same. To convert that into litres, we're going to divide it by 1,000, because there's 1,000 millilitres in a litre. Dividing by 1,000, that's going to take these 3 zeros off and give us 486 litres. So a nice straightforward conversion there. Let's have a look at this one. Now the first thing you'll notice about this one, let's get the formula down first because it is still a cuboid, so it's V equals LBH, is that the units are metres. Now that's not our typical standard unit for measuring volume. Usually we would go for centimetres, and there's a reason for that when we're doing that. It's because the conversion's a lot easier. You can figure out your answer in cubic metres and convert it, but it's a little bit trickier. So what I would recommend is change these into centimetres before you start the question. It's going to give you bigger numbers, but that should be fine. So that's going to be 300 centimetres. That one is going to be 350 centimetres, and this one is going to be 670 centimetres. Okay. Now that we've got that, we can just plug those numbers in. So it's the length times the breadth times the height. So I'm going to do 350 times 300 times 670. Big numbers, but I've got a calculator. So 350 times 300 times 670 gives you, that's 70,350,000 cubic centimetres. And that's why it's important to show your units, because we have given the volume in cubic centimetres the question asked for gave us the units in meters, so you've got to be clear on which units you're using at which stage. Okay, that is just the same as milliliters, so I'm just going to write milliliters there. It's cubic centimetres, milliliters, exact same unit. And to convert that into litres, which is what the question is asking, we're going to divide it by 1,000. If we do that, again, it's just going to take off those 3 zeros at the end. So we're going to be left with 70,350